We began with a small number and only two children. My mother began with a small sort of a tuition class first in 1999. And that time, there were hardly any pre primary schools. So when she began in 1999, there were only three children. Okay. And first, those three children, we kept the name of the school as Happy and Gay School. But then after 2 years, when we actually started afterwards in 2000, we gave the application to the village panchayat saying that we are starting a school. And we got the NOC from the village panchayat, Tivrem, Orgaon, Goa. And then Mummy started it officially as from 2000 and we kept the name as Rosebud School. That is how we began with the Rosebud School. From along with school, we also started with teachers training. Okay, so that was in 2000. We laid the foundation of our Rosebud Pre-Primary School, and the founder was Anna Maria Perpetua Gomes. Actually, before that, she began with the Anganwadi in Santisteva. First Anganwadi in Santisteva was started by my mother. And she had a big sort of a dream there, thinking that, she would do something for the village. But as you know, preacher is always welcome in another place rather than its own place. So for her, it was quite difficult and tedious to work in Sadhaseva. So from there, she went to Caritas. She started teaching in Caritas. And then there was one more school, the government school in what do you call them, right inside interiors, Betke side, Savoy, where there was one school where she worked for almost 3 years without any payment. And then she felt that was like enough. Now I need to do something on my own. So she started it, the Rosebuds here, and she always dreamed that she may have a good big school, a good infrastructure, and the government should give the school as step by step, maybe standard one, standard two, and make it into a primary school. That was her dream. Her first school was in the market area in Marcella. In Marcella, she started with the first school in the Swarnabhumi complex, and it was on the second floor. And thing is, was that people were very different at that time, and for the gatherings and things like social functions, she had to use the terrace on top, which was making very difficult for her to manage. Then she started going out to get these places and halls and big areas and all that. But somehow she would manage having around 100 children with there in the on the second floor at Swarnabhumi. Along with that, there was one more place she took on rent. And with the two places, she managed around children from all the way from Amona to there was some coming from all the way from Naveli in that side. Then we had Tivrem coming in. We had Old Goa, Kolin children. We had Santisteva and we had Kumarjua children. Also from Banasare Adkon till Boma, we had children coming in surrounding areas. That time there was no nursery, meaning there were government primary schools, but no nursery. So she was like getting all type of children, even children with special needs she would entertain. She would bring them. She would go all the way with her van to bring children from Navin. There was a child who couldn't stand, couldn't sit. So, somehow she would carry him and bring. So all these areas would come in. So around literally 100 children we had in the school at that time. Here we came when around 2013, we saw that it was getting difficult to pay rent every time. So then we said we need to do something on our own. We are little interiors here, but it is very safe and very quiet, very nice for children, very, very safe. Earlier we were in the market area. We knew what were the hassles. Now it is not so. Those hassles are not there anymore. But then now we are in a very peaceful condition. So we came in here in 2013. Previous to that, we had a lot of difficulties. What are those difficulties actually? Like, you know, no problem. It's like those difficulties were like, one, the hassle was it was market area. There were children coming from all different backgrounds. Some knew that there were some grandparents and all sitting in the market. We had one incident when the child literally came out of the class because he knew his mom, his granny was over there. Secondly, the parking problem over there, because since it is four roads there and it is very congested in the morning hours. So it was very difficult. Parking was very difficult out there. Then we had some here and there little issues like, neighboring like house. We were on rent. So the other corner house was difficult and things like that. So these were some few issues which were like handled very well by us while we were running Rosebuds. My mother was ill and like I was working, and when my mummy fell sick, I was not ready to take this Rosebud school. It was not my dream. I was working in St. Michael's and previously Father Arnell's, and I was more with the youth and the youngsters, the teenagers. And I was not very comfortable with small ones, and neither had I done, relevant qualification were not there for me to teach small ones. But when mummy was sick, I felt that there was nobody to continue with Rosebud, and her dream would have been shattered there itself. But again, I waited for that year. I didn't take it up soon. I waited for 1 year. Then I have a brother. He said, and he insisted that I should, you know, take it up because there was nobody. He said he couldn't manage the school. And so, because of that, and he didn't, and my mommy also said, now I cannot carry on. So you take it up. So with that, this was in 2017. 2017, I was not very prepared. So 2018, I took it up. I will come all the way from Talegaon in the school and manage and then go back. Later on, I shifted closer. I started teaching when I was 20 years old. I think 2020, not even 21, 20 years old. By 19, I had finished by 2000. Yeah, almost 20 years old that year. I started in PES higher secondary on lecture basis. That time it was 65 rupees for lecture. So I started with lecturing when I was of that age. Almost 13 years of experience in teaching psychology for children, and I mean for the higher secondary. I've always taught higher secondary. Then I've also done my guidance and counseling. So I would teach in the women's uh, government cell for women. I would not teach. I would go to counsel over there. So my passion has always been teaching, and I was so used to that, like teaching the youngsters, that I would handle them very well. But these now babies, now I have to handle small babies. And I find that they are more challenging than the teenagers. Handling them is not so easy. Teaching the smaller ones is more tedious than teaching the younger generation, because they know many things which we know, and we know we can talk to them like any, as if you are friends, and things go very fast. Teaching them is not at all a problem at all. Now these small ones which we have, they are very different. Teaching them initially laying foundation is quite a challenging job. And I feel that those teachers who are really handling these small kids, they really have to be on their toes, and they have to see that they are laying very good foundation for these small ones, because whatever we do now is going to be leading their lives throughout. Because teaching, not just teaching, it's like the values that they imbibe right now, that also is very important. We like actually we give a lot of one-to-one attention, and we have them in a very nice playway method we use to teach them. The thing is that I don't take we don't take more than 20 in a classroom. We have only 20, 20, 20, 20. So we have three sections, the nursery, the LKG and the upper KG, the foundational sections, which are only 20 children in a class. So that they get one-to-one attention, and we know we are satisfied by doing what is appropriate. So that, children, they want you to cuddle them, hug them, they want you. So if you cannot reach out to them, and then there are a whole lot of children around, and you start yelling and screaming, there's no issue and there's no point in teaching. So we take less children, but only 20 children, not more than that. We don't exceed. You see, when they come, first thing they will wait and watch on you. If you are like in a position to hug them, they're watching, will you say hello to them? So if you say good morning and they come running to you, they hug you, then some of them like, wait, that you only should carry them. That the person who they want to be cuddled and carried by that same person, and they talk good about you. That itself is so very, soothing to your soul. It's like if that peace, no, you don't get when you teach the teenage children. It's very different. It's very different. I have seen teenage children also. They are also very nice. They are also very good. But what you can see is these children, they express. The teenagers don't express, and they have the other ways, of telling you. It was with God's help. Somehow, when God is with you, everything is there for you. So, with God's help, I somehow manage everything. Taking care of mummy was again a very difficult thing, which I feel I have done something, worthwhile living, because uh, taking care of your parent, it's a privilege for me that I got a chance to take care of my mother. And there's nothing which is accountable to that. So, taking care of her, I saw that I could manage. Early in the morning, I would give her breakfast, everything, and then come to the school. And after that, I had kept one help for me, with which I could manage taking care of her, bathing her, cleaning her, washing her, feeding her, everything we managed. So taking care of family and school, this has been right from the beginning for me. I would travel that time. So traveling and then taking care of it, that was not a big hassle and it was not a big problem. That life situation, somehow we as women can handle it very well. So that itself is nice. It's a grace that we are women, and so we can handle things. If women can handle three, four things together, it's not like, so I think that way it's okay. My husband also is of great help. So, and my father was there when my mom left before them. He would also help me with my son. Now I have made it as my dream. And I also have some things where I want some changes here in this rosebuds. And I want to take it up. I want it to grow. These rosebuds should bloom into nice roses. So, I need that. I need some. I'm looking out to enhance the school. Um, Maybe sooner we'll do something, we'll come up with something. So, in the month of May, when my mother was ill, the school remained closed, there were no admissions taken. So, that year, literally, the school was closed. The previous children who were there, we did run with them, and there was a setback in the next year. There was no admission for the nursery, first KG, whatever. And we had very few children with us, very few children that year. It was like starting with the school all over again. So then after that, I literally had to, crawl. Then, bring up new projects, bring up new things. And then I saw that we are now having increase in the admissions. Literally, it was sinking after my mom was sick. And that year, there were hardly any admissions, as good as starting new school. So, right now, I'm not facing that many challenges, but we have an optimal number of kids in the school. That is entirely separate. It comes as Rosebud Institution. Okay, that is for nursery teachers training that we give. Okay, now this particular thing about Rosebud School, the pre-primary is running on the basis of the fees that we take of our children. So only the monthly fee that we take that has to be shared among teachers, the driver, mm, vehicle we have, okay, the driver and our caretakers. When I fall short, supposing it is for gathering and all, if I need, I ask for sponsors. I have to ask from people, or else I have to do some kind of an arrangement. Maybe parents also help to get some funds ready for the gathering, and we manage. When I would go along with my mom somewhere, maybe in around in the market or somewhere here and there, wherever I would meet people, people would always say, Are I are both sisters, I are both friends, our looks were alike, and also I feel our is to some extent alike. My mother was always proud of me. She would always say, I know this one would do something, this one would be good. My daughter is like this and like that. She would always feel, and even in circumstances when everybody said no, she was always like, don't worry, you don't take tension. And she has always been proud of me, and I'm sure now that she's in heaven, she must be blessing the rosebuds, all the children here, and the school. She will, she was, and she will always be proud of Rosebud School. I feel it will do very well. The next 5 years, I'm hoping that the government also gives us first and second standard. And I have another wish to have special children school. So I pray and I wish the dream comes true. In other words, when they come to me, they look at me as if I'm their mom. So they come to me directly as if I'm their now the mother and their mama has just left. So they, with me and my kids, I have a very different relationship. I don't think I ever even, uh, they get all the love and support from me. Also that they look at me as if you ask them, if some the parents ask them, they ask them, what is it like? Astro teacher, how is she? Or which teacher beats you? Or whatever. They'll never say, they never say anything negative about me. Somehow I have that thing sort of a collar in my, that, okay, I'm blessed. Not because of students. I'm talking about kids in general, like outside. What's your relationship? Kids, the relationship with kids has always been fair enough and good. Actually, even me, I have got a very good base. I was put in Mount Mary's where, I also feel I've been nourished there. So similarly, when I look at my children here, I I see my childhood too here. That maybe it was a similar environment that I was brought up in, with discipline and values. And you will see this school is completely different from if you go and visit other schools. This have been told by parents to me. Why? Because earlier when children were here with me, I noticed that the same parents come with their, their kakis and kakas and chachis and chachis, children, the granny had come with that, her kids, and I see that they are coming again. Now it's almost 25 years already. So I see that thing, and they come back all the way to meet. And where is Rosebud School? I have children coming this year whose elder sister, she is now doing her graduation. And she insisted, the parent told me that she insisted that the youngest brother was put here in Rosebud School. So for me, I feel when I see myself as a part of my school, and I also know those who have studied and gone from here, passed out and gone, they also see themselves very much attached to our Rosebud School. Every now and then, someone or the other comes in saying that, okay, I've been a student of this school and teacher, because the base was laid firm and good foundation was given in Rosebuds, the child has never failed in his life. That itself gives us a great pleasure in hearing to parents. And we are blessed and we thank the Lord for this. When we see these children, now I've seen children becoming doctors and engineers. Last year we had a chief guest for the 25 years, our very own student, our very own ex-student who came. So when I see these children and when they relate to Rosebud, I also feel very proud about them and our school. I feel grateful and having gratitude towards others. That is something which we must inculcate in our children. And that itself is a blessing. When you know that you are grateful to someone, you have that thing of being showing gratitude towards another person. That itself is a blessing to your life. So, as a message, I would always say give good values to kids, small children, right from the beginning. Learn them to be very perseverant. Teach them, to be very perseverant, to be able to face challenges with God's help, you know, being courageous, having good values. I feel that should be the motto of every school and every parent. The child is a gift from God, and it is only given to us to take care of them. We do not possess the child. It is given to us that we take care of them. So, that child which is given to us to take care of, we need to give all these good values for that child. And we ourselves should be grateful for that child. That is what I feel we should be. I'm Maria Estrada Gomes, and I run the Rosebud School. The designation is as a principal. I'm qualified for this very post, and I'm happy to be teaching my small, cute children in the Rosebud School. I have my staff, my teachers, my caretakers, and the support from the management to run this school. And above all, it's the blessing of my mother and my God from above. Thank you.